and I wanted to go in the army, and I get knocked back from the firm I worked with. So I went over to Addison Road Army Barracks in December 1941, and they said, right, there'll be a unit going in on the 2nd of January 1942. In December the 7th, 1941, Pearl Harbor changed my mind to go in because I've got two sisters, and I thought every hand there would help us. Yes. I started with the artillery, and then when that folded up, I went into infantry. Out to Narellan, which is close to Camden Airport, and the town of Camden. Yes. I was there for 3 months training. We're known as 104 Anti-Tank. Later on they changed it to Tank Attack. You know, we got more closer to attacking the Japs, Tank Attack. We had 2 pound 104 Anti-Tank, the very small artillery guns. They were only 2 pounders. And when the army was in the Middle East, it was all right when the Italians were there, because the Australians had no trouble cleaning them up and making them prisoners. When Hitler found out what was going on, he sent Rommel there with bigger, heavier artillery and everything and equipment, which pushed the Australians and the British way back the other way. So then they also found out then that the anti-tanks, 2 pounder guns, they call them pea shooters, and the shells were just bouncing off the big German tanks. So they had to get larger artillery, and that's what happened to us later on when we had to get larger guns near the end of our when we were over in West Australia. What happened was we were on leave in the end of May 1941, and when we got back to camp, to Narellan, we had to get back there before 2359. Bedlam had taken over. There was all the planes were there and searchlights going on. The Japanese midget subs had attacked Sydney Harbour. So a week after that, we were sent over to West Australia. The Armoured Division was sent over there as well. And because they started to bomb Darwin and Broome and other places, and they thought that's where the Japanese were going to attack. So we were over there from, say, first week of June 42 until, we were pretty near one of the last groups over there, because a lot of them, when they realised the Japs weren't going to land there, they got sent back to Sydney or wherever. We were the rear guard, and for the last couple of months, we had a football team. Every Saturday afternoon we were rugby league players, but we were playing rugby, no rugby league then. We were playing rugby union down in Perth every Saturday afternoon for about 6 weeks or so. American Navy had a team, 2 or 3 Army team, Australian Navy, an Air Force team, so. And we did pretty well. And then we didn't come back till August 44. And they 50 days leave. Yeah. So naturally, you know, all your mates that are not in the army that are working, well, you don't see them during the day. So naturally, you go into town and you go to the pub and have a few drinks there with them. So, yeah. I got split up and I got sent to Bathurst, infantry. And I had to do a mortar school. I wasn't interested, but I passed it. Then they looked like they had to go north. I knew we were going north because I got sent to the Commando Jungle Training Squadron camp at I can't think of the name, right on the border there in the jungle, New South Wales and Queensland border. Yeah. And then I got sent overseas. I was on an American Liberty ship, Louis Pasteur. Moraton. There was an airfield there, and I was sent as a reinforcement to the 9th Division. I never got to the 9th Division, just a reinforcement, and that was the start of the Borneo campaign then. And because of the danger loading the ships for Borneo, Morotai, very close to Borneo, in the daytime we were loading the ships at night and sleeping during the day. But when the Americans pushed the Japanese further towards Japan, a lot of the islands they leapfrogged, they left it for the Australians to clean up. And when there was pictures on once a month or whatever, or entertainment, people come to entertain you, and then during the night, when you're watching the entertainment, all hell broke out because the Japs up in the mountains or they come down looking for food, they were starving to death. Yeah. I just heard the noise and rifle shots firing and, you know, the chase them or whatever. Yeah. And then when the war finished, I was sent to Ambon, or Amboina. Yeah. That's not far from Borneo. The narrow roads on Ambon have been overgrown with weeds. And it's all right for the jeeps, small jeeps, but anything bigger, so we were told we had to get the roads cleared and widened. And this bloke, one of the Japs, was hacking into it and lopped into his ear. He didn't lop his whole ear off, but it was pretty bad. So instead of me giving one of the infantry blokes take him up to the medical centre, I run him up myself. We run up, run back. One chap with me, one infantry chap, he took it out on one Japanese because of what they did to the troops in New Guinea, like Kokoda Track and that, because they started to, when they were getting hungry and starving, they were starting to eat, cut up the prisoners, see? They didn't take any prisoners then. So he took it out on one of the Japs and I had to control him and calm him down. But he didn't come home with us because he had to go to a court-martial because of what he did attacking the Japanese prisoners. You know, that's not a good thing to do. Well, when I went in the army, I was a very shy sort of a bloke. I was. Brought me out. A lot of, I had to go a lot. And they, you know, was pretty good. Wherever he went, I was happy about it because, you know, not like these other blokes who was under pressure. I wasn't, you know. Now, what happened was, because I didn't go in 20, my brother next to me, he got called up, and he might have went to a unit in up Newcastle way. So he wanted me to claim him. We're over in West Australia at the time, so I claimed him. And he was a butcher, so he finished up butchering in the unit. younger brother, not the youngest, but he was 17 at the time, put his age up, and he went in. I don't know whether he was in for a few months. He wanted me to claim him, so I claimed him, and the three of us was in the unit over Western Australia all that time. When we come back, we all got split up. I think my mother was a type, you know, she was easy going. I don't know what she was like. At night time, was she worried or cried, you know, I don't know, but she was happy with the books. Over Western Australia. Oh yes. No. Where we was in camp over 2 years, north of Geraldton. There's nothing up there then. We go and leave once a week in the camp. On the Monday, I went on leave with my brothers and my mates. What I used to do, I'd make up words of all the popular songs, and they'd come into the pub and sing all the songs, you know, into army lingo. The next day, two blokes from a different section wanted me to go on leave with them. It was the last night because we had to go down south. And I said, look, I went on leave, yes, and you know, the money was tight there. Oh, come on, Kerb, come on, we'll sing the songs and all that, come on. Okay, they talked me into it, but they were different. I just felt they could have been trouble. Anyway, we had a few drinks. Well, we weren't drunk or anything like that. But at that time, you had to roll your sleeves down because of the mosquitoes. Just getting you ready for when you went up into the islands. And these idiots didn't roll their sleeves down. Okay. So we went into this cafe to get something to eat. They walk in first, in front of me, and I'm back. The provost, army provost, way down the back, probably having a meal. They spotted them. They come up towards them. Well, these two blokes with a couple of drinks in got a bit aggro, and it was on for young and old. So I got out of it. I tried to escape. And the bloke was sitting outside in the driver, jumped on me. I'm trying to escape, and he thinks, they reckon I got charged with resisting arrest and fighting and all this bloody game. What could I say? I couldn't turn around and say that I would have deserted me mates, so I took it all. They got, one bloke got discharged, another bloke got 3 months, I got a month. And I'd have spent it in Fremantle jail for a month. Yeah, very hard, right? Every day in the bull ring, you run around mad with all the equipment and packs on it and everything. That was the worst part I had in the army. Yeah. I really had it easy because all that long time over in Western Australia, by the time I went up to Morotai, not being in like attacking the Japanese in the front line, you know, I was only there for about 6, 8, 9 months and the war was over. I come home. Two close friends of mine, they're both dead now, and we stipulated that the year 2000, the three of us would march together, even though we were in different units. They went in my unit. They lived here in Miranda. We used to go out all everywhere together. My unit didn't go overseas, so I went into town on Anzac Day and picked out an artillery unit, and I went up to them and said, look, can I march with you both? I was in the artillery. And they said, yeah, that's okay. And at the end, I marched, one of my grandsons, I got 6 grandsons, one of my grandsons was in Bali when the Bali business, 8 years ago or whatever, and they went over there surfing, about 8 of them. they were, on that tragic night, they were in this nightclub, can't remember the name of it, when the bomb was there, whatever. They were down below, downstairs, well, there was 2 stairs, I think. And when it happened, there was pandemonium, you know. So he was down below this brick wall, and his mates were up on top. The girls, he was lifting the girls, pushing them up over the wall, and they were helping them get out. Some big girls couldn't help them, they're too big. Well, I don't know why I was ordered, whether the toilets down there, I don't know. He got one of the highest medal rewards. He got the medal, and then his father said to me, would you let Robert march with you on Anzac Day? I said, that's no trouble. Well, whether he was entitled to or not, I don't know, probably wasn't. And then everybody saying, where did you get that medal from? Well, what war medal is that?